wandering trot, stare into space, find your favorite spot. Black holes under fluttering islands, curving all around like an ampersand. Hearty applause, that is very well played, given the jaws of your better blockade. Keep on rocking, keep on rolling. Only drowning will bring you back to land. It's going fine. It's going fine, etc. It's going fine. It's going fine, etc. You're not crossing the line is crossing you. In your sublime, tragicomical style, squandering time in denial of denial. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You're a running dog with its back on fire. It's going fine. It's going fine, etc. It's going fine. It's going fine, etc. You're not crossing the line is crossing you. Never forget, you're the marathon man. Never forget, I'm your craziest fan. I don't mind your self-destruct. destruction and your promises that will all expire.
Good evening. My microphone volume's wrong again. Good evening. Good. I should check this before I do it now. Right. Good evening, and welcome back to. Oh my God, Ben can't configure his audio setup correctly. Otherwise known as Crusader Kings 2 in Italy, where Queen Josella is slowly making progress towards refounding the Holy Roman Empire. Well, kind of refounding, since in the world of Crusader Kings 2, the Carolingian Empire is treated as the first instance of the Holy Roman Empire. I don't know how accurate this is, but this means that thus the HRE has existed before, but can be refounded. You can see this if we look it up. So the history of the Holy Roman Empire is that it was founded by a certain Karl the Great in 800 AD, but disappeared in 814. Well, it was refounded by Heinrich the Fowler in 918, but doesn't currently exist. That worries me slightly. No, that was before the start date of my game, wasn't it? Mine was 936, something like that. So I don't think that breaks my ability to found it again. So yes. Queen Josella is not herself expecting to refound the Holy Roman Empire, but she is expecting to set up all of the conditions necessary for someone else to refound the Holy Roman Empire shortly after she dies, probably, unless something quite surprising happens. So I've been poking around a bit, as is traditional, poking around our current situation a bit to try to work out whether there's anything that I've done that's obviously stupid, and there are several of them. So in no particular order, though I think I put some of them in the stream title, we have here a vassal inheritance warning. Now I don't really understand this one, that on death Bishop Sylvester's title might pass from my realm because he's a bishop. I mean, he's his heir. His heir is my court chaplain, who is heir to another bishopric. Okay, what's the other bishopric he's heir to? Terwan. I mean, I don't think this actually matters. Which is in France. Okay, so somehow he is heir to two bishoprics, but I think the moment you inherit one bishopric, you become ineligible to inherit any more, or at least the day you inherit, because I think you can inherit multiple bishoprics simultaneously. So I don't think that's actually a problem. I think if Hendrik inherits my bishopric, he will not inherit the one in France, and indeed I would quite like it to go that way round rather than the other way round. The other one, on the other hand, is a serious problem. Well, it's a small problem, but it's a real problem, which is that Wolfgang of Aschaffenburg, who is Count of Aschaffenburg, which is part of Italy, his heir is his only son, Dietmar. However, Wolfgang's wife is Countess Carlotta of Havelberg. Get it right, Ben. Havelberg. And that's in Germany, and obviously her heir is also Dietmar. So, because the way that the feudal system in CK2 works is that you can only have one liege, Dietmar will inherit one of those first, and will then become a landed vassal of either Italy or Germany, and then when he inherits the other, he will keep his existing liege, and so will either pull one county of Italy into Germany or one county of Germany into Italy. So obviously we want to make sure that happens the correct way round. The way that we do that is to ensure that his father... Oh, my mouse has not stopped working. That his father Count Wolfgang predeceases his mother, because that way Dietmar will have a count in Italy, and if he inherits any more counties, he will stay in Italy. If he inherited a duchy, then he would move to follow the duchy, but inheriting a county will keep him under his pre-existing liege. So that means we need to arrange for Count Wolfgang to die. And we need to do that fairly urgently, because, like, Carlotta is 60 years old and she might die at any moment, and we need Wolfgang to die first. So, yes, I think we should be assassinating her. Now, we've currently got an assassination plot in progress, but it's frankly a non-urgent one. We're currently down here in Kärnten. There's a duchy which, if the current duke and his only son die without further issue, will be inherited by someone in Italy, by a duke in Italy. So we would quite like them to die, but there's no hurry in that. Like, as long as that family line dies out sometime soon, we'll get the territory.
And if you're going to be hiring assassins, then clearly what you ought to do is hire an assassin who claims to be Greek but sounds suspiciously Yorkshire. And then you can give it a go as a side quest.
We don't hire assassins. We find, well, actually we do kind of. We bribe people to help with our assassination. So yes, we want to stop trying to kill whatever Count Duke of young. I think we were trying to kill a 4-year-old, which was a curiously unpopular plot, and get on with trying to kill King Count Wolfgang as fast as we can. So there's no one who will join the plot without encouragement. That is, monetary encouragement. But goodness, we can get a lot of plot power for our money. Let's turn on auto-invite anyway. But so Bishop Vido will give us 62% plot power, which would certainly be nice. And it will cost us 22 gold. We're fairly well off, though admittedly Joshella does seem to be spending most of her money on bribing people into assassinating other people. So I think I should actually go through all of these, and any of them where the bribe is reasonably small. I mean, he's obviously the best value for money. Like we need 42 to bribe this one, which is not such good value for money.
You also have to look at their plot power as well.
Yes, for 21%, whereas for 20-something we got 62% of plot power for that one.
Yes.
15 money for 27% plot power seems alright.
Yep.
Oh, hang on, he wasn't worth it anyway, he couldn't be bribed. 33 money for 36%. That's not quite such good value. I mean, I don't know quite how far I should go with increasing my plot power anyway. I mean, we do want this done, given that, as I said, the mother is 60. Maybe we just want to invite everyone we can and like do this by vast overkill. Go on. Right. That's the largest portion of the Italian treasury gone on bribes.
Miscellaneous outgoings.
Right. So another thing I thought was that we're currently grooming Joscella's nephew, little Gianleone, as the potential first, as a potential first Holy Roman Emperor, or rather, first Emperor of the revived Holy Roman Empire. So, and he's currently being educated by Mayor Johan of Roth, mostly on the grounds that we want young Gianleone. We critically need young Gianleone to become German so that he can found the HRE. But Gianleone is not. I mean, Johan is not that good a candidate for educating Gianleone, and I have found a better one. Because in Weinsberg, and I hope this still works, we can find this woman, Mechthild von Weinsberg, who is both diligent and gregarious, which means even more likelihood of transferring culture, and also a brilliant strategist, so a better educator in general. I'm not sure she can pass on aggressive leader, but she generally looks like a much better person to be educating.
I'm sure it can be tax fraud, but it's been published by the Kingdom.
I mean, this is a question of whether the sovereign is above the law or not.
Yes,
And I think collecting taxes you're not entitled to, for instance, would be a form of tax fraud that the sovereign could engage in. I'm not sure if they can do that in the early 11th century, admittedly.
Yes, I mean, I have to say, bribing people for assassination isn't going to be a tax problem. It is, however, very much breaking church law.
No, she's very zealous. She's quite...
I think collecting taxes you're not entitled to, it depends how you do it. If you do it by turning up at the village with a lot of soldiers and saying pay or else, that's not tax fraud, that's merely extortion.
Yes.
If you do it by citing obscure rules and turning up with a giant rule book and pretending it's all above board and legal and they just happen to owe 3 times as much as they thought, because the law's complicated, isn't it? I mean, well, I need good tax advice.
Perfectly normal tax lawyering.
So, we should also arrange that Gianleone has a wife, or not immediately has a wife, but has someone who will become a wife, because obviously the first Holy Roman Emperor is going to need a first Holy Roman Empress. So, and I think I found an excellent candidate for that as well. So if we look for convenient geniuses, Daniela of Brittany is a genius who is the same age as Gianleone and who is available for marriage, or rather available for betrothal. So I think we should snap her up before anyone else gets there.
Oh good, I was about to remind you about betrothing and sorting out educators, etc. for little Gianleone.
Yes, so Gianleone's got his new... Well, I have requested that he be moved to a new court. Once I unpause, my enormous pile of things I'm doing will actually go into action. So Gianleone will lose 100 prestige from this, so he's got so much extra prestige from his high diplomacy and stuff. We should probably land him at some point so he gets more prestige. But yes, let's do this.
I wouldn't land him before the age of about 10 or 12 because people tend to take this very amiss.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more vulnerable to getting murdered.
So we could also usefully find betrothals for Joshella's own children if there are good candidates out there. It's not quite so urgent for them. So obviously Ambrosia wants a matrilineal marriage to get more geniuses with the Di Spoleto name on them. And she ideally wants someone older than her so that she can start producing new Di Spoletos as soon as she's 16, which means that her best bet for a husband has already been born. I was going to give her Dan, but Dan is actually younger than her, even though he's relatively interesting. So do we prefer Amory of Mesopotamia, Amory Capet. Well, I mean, that's a good name.
Ooh, Capetians. Yes.
Who is currently a courtier in Mesopotamia.
Well, we'll never get back to it.
And he's Orthodox, but we can probably fix that. He does have some fairly horrid traits, though. He is like... I mean, he's honest. That's all right then. Honest and just. Okay, honest and just is pretty good. He's just also greedy and wroth, and cynical. Yeah, maybe he'll do. And shy. The alternative is Corradino Aleramici, who is Italian, which might be nice to have. And kind and just and cynical and charitable. So, oops, did I press the wrong button there? I don't think I did. So, marrying into House Capet does get you 30 prestige. You only get 2 prestige for marrying into Alamarici. So that gets us a non-aggression pact with the Bishop of Casale. The Capet gets us no non-aggression pact at all. I mean, I think while the Capet may be kind of more interesting, I think Corradino is actually a better candidate. So I think I'm going to go for Corradino Alamarici. Aleramici. So, can we find anyone for our sons? The sons are if we can't find someone good for our sons, that may just mean that we should wait a bit until some more geniuses are born. Because ideally they'd have someone slightly younger than them. So Astore is 4. And there are... Is that really the case? That there are no convenient female geniuses? I think that means that search mechanism doesn't find them all. Because I think it only finds, like, interesting ones. So if we try the same thing here... so look for unmarried Christian women geniuses sorted by age. And we would like someone aged under 4. So there's Benilda, my niece, so she's his first cousin. That's probably not appropriate. And also doesn't increase the number of geniuses in the Di Spoleto dynasty, really. Or there's... Oh, she's outside diplomatic range. Okay, so that means that then we have no other sensible candidates. If we limit ourselves to diplomatic range, which we kind of have to, all the others are older than Astore. So I think we should wait for more genius girls to be born, and then we can see if he can marry one of them. Right, so that's all of the arranged marriages we can arrange. So another thing I thought is that Joshella is zealous, and obviously what zealous characters do is go on holy wars while they're waiting for their plots to plot. So there are a couple of candidates for this. Let's switch to a religion view so we can see what's going on. So, in particular, Joshella is currently kind of, in my head, kind of annoyed about all of these things, all of these heresies popping up all over her kingdom. She's keeping quiet about the fact that that some of these are entirely her own fault because she didn't realise that her court chaplain was a Cathar. on which subject we should dig out that court chaplain and ask him to convert. Because I think he's still on our list. Still in our court. He was Sigmund, I think. Something like that. Sigmund von Babenberg. Yes, who is a Cathar. You don't hold with that. Huh. He refuses to convert. Do I pay him off or do I dismiss him from my court since I don't actually have a use for him anymore? Am I allowed to imprison him? I don't think I am. No. Just being a Cathar is apparently not good enough reason. Well, I think she's not going to tolerate his presence. A few other people get slightly pissed off. So, Joshella loses 5 prestige for doing this. We could pay him off for 15 money, but we've got more prestige than money. And a couple of people who don't matter are disappointed. Yeah, off you go. She's also... I also found a... Well, no, let's deal with heresies first. And then we'll look into other things. So, notably, the king of Croatia is a Lollard. Lollardism is a heresy. So, obviously, that means that we should do something about that. And what we can conveniently do about it is a holy war for... Well, it says Croatia, but that means the Duchy of Croatia, not the kingdom. What that actually means is that the current Duke of Croatia is a good Catholic, whose liege is a filthy Lollard. We can't have that. We should obviously liberate him from his oppressive overlord and bring him into our nice Catholic kingdom, which we do by a holy war. Quite a long way before the invention of the C of E. What this will do is it will essentially vassalise everyone, every non-heretic in this area, and take over any heretics' properties. But actually, that just means we'll vassalise that. Vassalises lords of her religion, so she'll vassalise the Duke of Croatia, which seems like a good plan. Croatia has like 1,000 troops. They have an alliance with my brother King Gregory the Just, but he only has about 1,000 troops. This is not going to be a tough war, and it gets us a bit more territory and improves the moral authority of the Catholic Church. And we get 100 piety, 50 prestige, and a small amount of territory for not much effort. So I think, nearby Lollard rulers might ask to join King Dragan of Croatia. I don't think there are any nearby Lollard rulers, because if there were, I'd be going to war with them as well. Of course, it's not only heretics we might want to deal with. We might also want to look at any pagans, and in particular, by a complicated sequence of events I can no longer remember, the barony of Monte Cassino is currently held by Borzivoj of Monte Cassino, who is Polish and also a Slavic pagan. Happily, I believe he will... oh, damn it. I'm not at peace, so I can't demand his religious conversion because I've done things in the wrong order. Because I thought I would do it in thematic order, so I was going to do heretics and then pagans, and now it turns out I can't because I needed to do it in a different order. Well, I'll try to remember to ask him to convert when I'm next at peace. But on the subject of pagans, up here we have a largish number of Slavic pagan territories, and in particular, I mean, there are some big things like the High Chief of Greater Poland, who is tribal and has 4,000 troops of his own. So, like, in theory, I could go to war with him. I could a holy war for the entire Duchy of Greater Poland. That could be fun. Maybe not. On the other hand, Chiefess Anastasia of Slupsk has 1,000 troops and no alliances. She is, though, in the defensive pact against me. The defensive pact against me has one member. It is Chiefess Anastasia of Slupsk. So I don't think that's going to be a problem either. So that would also get me a port on the Baltic, which would be rather nice. And unlike down here, because she herself is count level, we would claim that county off her because we can't vassalise her. She's of the wrong. Well, we could, but we won't because she's of the wrong religion. So we would instead evict her, and I think all of her vassals, both of her vassals, the mayor of Slupsk and the shaman of Kolberg, and replace them with people of a more appropriate religion. Well, initially replace them with Joshella. And like that one gets us the same 100 piety and 50 prestige for taking one county, which is rather nice. And then as soon as we've done that, there's another county next door. And another county next door? I think so. So we can just edge our way eastwards, one county at a time. So I think we should also declare that holy war. I think we can deal with that northern war using only troops from our northern provinces, i.e. the ones that used to be Germany, and take on Croatia with troops from our southern provinces. It also occurs to me, what's my Chancellor currently doing? Oh, my Chancellor's currently leading troops for somebody else. Oh, well, I suppose he is Duke of Milan. There's kind of a good reason for that. Can I ban him from leading his own troops? Click to recall, and yeah, but he's. Let's try that thing so that we can get him doing something for us. Bang! Oh, that does work. Excellent. Sorry, Duke of Milan, you're no longer allowed to lead your own armies because I need you to do other things. Because I think we could do with improving the Duke of Ivrea's opinion of us, because he can give us so many troops if he likes us more. So the way this works is that the amount of the number of troops we get is some number that relates to how militarily strong the relevant vassal is, times their opinion of us, times 80% at the moment. So the basic number for Ivrea is 4,023, but this is reduced to only 1,835 because his opinion of us is only 57%. So if we could push his opinion up to 100%, that would be 4,000 minus 20% is 3,200 troops. So we can get another like 1,400 troops out of him, which would be nice if we could improve his opinion of us. So I think we should send. I mean, this is slightly silly because I believe Milan and Ivrea are currently at war. But obviously we should send the Duke of Milan, our Chancellor, to go and improve the Duke of Ivrea's opinion of us. I think this will work, but it does seem a bit mad that given they're at war, I am nonetheless able to use one of them to improve the other's opinion of me. So maybe it won't work. Right, so now about this war then. How many troops can we raise there? That's not quite enough. Bring in the ones from Bamberg, from Franconia as well. That's just part of Franconia, yes, so we've already raised their troops. So down here, most of this territory is Ivrea. If we control click, then we can see our sub-realms. How many troops did I say he had? It was like 2,000, including his ally. So that's probably enough. Let's raise Tuscany's troops as well to be on the safe side. There's no kill like overkill or something. Right. So we have an agreement to that betrothal. Oh, yes, of course. Going for a holy war against the Slavs may be more of a problem, because they have a lot of people of the same religion as them, don't they? Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll win one of these anyway. I should clearly have had some mercenaries ready to go in and sit down on sloops before anything interesting happened. And she's just hired 1,400 troops. I have to march them in from so far away. I've already raised all the troops I can easily get up there. I think that war may have been a mistake already. Well, let's do what we can. Raise that lot. And raise Salerno, which is another biggish quantity. Give them an organizer. Get them up to there. Merge that lot together and send them. Actually, we don't expect. Let's do some more complicated things. Oh, I need another commander, don't I? We've got a good commander available. Yes. Why are you not a commander? What? What's happened to my Chancellor? Did my Chancellor die or something? Or has he just been imprisoned? Oh, right, but maybe sending the Duke of Milan to talk to the Duke of Uberto may have been the Duke of Ivrea may have been a mistake. He's been imprisoned. Mm-hmm. But I liked my Chancellor with 30 diplomacy.
Apparently we needed 32 for this.
I mean, yes, he'll be released eventually, I'm sure. What? Oh, no, what? Reset. Oh, because I've still got Genius selected, right. Let's turn that off. Right, that's better. So we can invite Tripmir, Chancellor of Slavonia, who has 24 diplomacy, and I notice has rough terrain expert, but he has 1 marshal, so I wouldn't actually want him to be a commander. And he would like to gain a title. Well, that's nice. On the other hand, like in all other respects, he seems probably okay. And he probably has some good claims. So what I was thinking actually is I might want to send this lot up to deal with the Slavic war and use this lot to deal with the Croatian one, because the Slavic one I'm in more of a hurry for. So let's mass that lot up there. Gives the trailing one... Oh, they've already got an organiser. Excellent. I think that was an organiser. Yes. And then that lot can go and deal with Croatia. We'll see how well that works. Duke Uberto has usurped the County of Milano from Spinetto d'Este. I suspect it's not only that he's usurped the entire Duchy of Milan. Well, I really need to get Duke Uberto on my side then. Because, yes. On the other hand, I wonder if Spinetto d'Este has now been released from prison because he didn't have bars over his face there. So maybe I can now invite him back to my court to be my Chancellor again. No, because I'm unable, because he is... I might want to unpause briefly and see if this improves matters, because he is currently very much of the opinion that he likes himself, and thus won't leave his own court, which I think means that the game is mildly confused about the world. Let's give it a few days. Right, now he has a new home. No, because he really likes Prince Bishop Niccolo and has found his calling. Damn it, he's got 30 diplomacy. To the heroic Queen Joshella, may you live in harmony and contentment. Oh, I need to adjust my succession as well, thank you. I accept your gracious invitation and will join your court forthwith. Excellent. Right, it's now very urgent that we improve the opinion of the Duke of Ivrea, because he has even more troops and doesn't like me. I'm not sure he does have... Oh yes, could provide at most 5,893 troops. But they are a bit depleted. Right, let's quickly send my new Chancellor to make him like me more. I mean, we might want to do something about Ivrea because, like, yeah, that dusky pink bit is the Duchy of Ivrea, which is quite a large portion of Italy now. What's its succession law?
Is Ivrea yours or someone else's?
Well, it's part of Italy. So he's my vassal,
Yeah.
but he's an alarmingly powerful vassal now.
Yes.
Conveniently, it's Gavelkind, so if only he could have lots of children. Curses, he's paying attention. He sent his second son into the church.
Yeah.
So he only has one eligible son. And his wife is 59. So sadly, the next Duke of Ivrea Adriano will also be quite powerful. I suppose unless we murder him as well, but like we've got other murders going on at the moment. So yes, we might want to worry about Ivrea in due course because he's kind of scary. He doesn't have any serious reason to dislike me. I discouraged him from factionalism a few years ago, and he is prone to envy, and obviously I have more titles than he has. No, actually I don't have more titles than he has. He has more titles than I do. Oh, same number. But I am Queen and he's not. So, yes.
Who's Queen?
So what other events have occurred? People have arrived at my court because my new Chancellor comes with an entire family. Right, there are yet more people on the other side of that war. And if we're lucky, some Catholics will join on my side, but...
Ooh! That's probably true.
My co-conspirator Bishop Vido has procured a venomous viper and sends word that it will soon dig its fangs into Count Wolfgang. Just don't point that thing at me. King Dragan of Croatia has, as expected, called in King Gregory, my brother. I don't think that's going to be a problem. County of Taranto has converted to the Catholic faith. Is that good? Where's Taranto? That's nice. You're somebody else's court chaplain, aren't you? Yes. Right, so that's one place we don't have to worry about trying to convert. Right, we've amassed the army that we're planning to use against Croatia. So let's stick them together. Put a halfway competent... Let's put Dietrich in the centre in case we meet someone on the way. And we're going to need a siege leader at some stage. Hang on, we're going to also want an organiser. So you guys can have Elfstan. Alfstan, sorry. Right. Off you go in the general direction of Croatia. Should we do it by sea? No, I think we should do it by land. That lot have almost got themselves together. Right. They already have an organiser. Who else is not leading troops? You're not leading troops, and you're not leading troops. I'm not leading troops either, but I feel I should save myself for when we actually get to foreign parts. So do we stomp straight in? I think we stomp into Neumark at least. I think that lot should start heading for Neumark. And this lot should also head for Neumark. Success! The state performed its duty with aplomb and pumped Count Wolfgang full of its deadly venom. It slipped away into the night, and the guards are too busy contending with a string of lethal snake attacks to search for those responsible. I could kiss that snake. Well, maybe not.
I certainly don't recommend kissing the snake.
So, Wolfgang is dead. Dietmar of Aschaffenburg is now the Count, and he is heir to the county of Havelberg, which is somewhere vaguely useful. Somewhere up here, I think, seem to remember. Havelberg. So, all being well, that's Zerbst. Where's Havelberg gone? Havelberg. All being well, when his mother dies, she will pass the county on to Dietmar, and we will thus have gained a county without needing to lift, well, okay, we needed to lift a snake, but without needing to lift a finger, as it were, only not really. Right, so Queen Joshella of Italy succeeded with the plot to King Count Wolfgang of Aschaffenburg, yes. At age 60, your acquaintance, Count Wolfgang of Aschaffenburg, died under suspicious circumstances. So, we could go back to plotting to kill the 4-year-old. He's probably 5 by now. Yeah, so the thing is, Dieter of Kärnten, if we look at the succession list, the 2 down the line of succession is Duke Mangold, who is Duke of Thurgau and Saxony, who is my vassal. So it would be quite helpful if on Dieter's death, the county, or rather, it would be quite helpful. What? I didn't mean to be there. It would be quite helpful if the county didn't pass through Burkhard to whoever's Burkhard's children might be, but instead passed straight to the current Count of Thurgau and Saxony. So I think we should restart the plot to kill Burkhard, but that really isn't an urgent plot. Like, we'd like that to conclude in the next decade or so. So that lot are happily walking across there, that lot are happily going up there, that lot are happily going there. At first I may have been uncertain about this pregnancy. Oh gods, am I pregnant again? No. Okay, this is a previous pregnancy, that's fine. But after all the pain and tribulations, looking at the sweet innocent creature resting in my arms, which one is that? Antonio, the most recent one, fills my heart with joy. So do I feed him myself or send him off to the wet nurses? And feeding him myself mostly makes me like him, reduces my fertility, might gain me some piety, and gives him 1 point of some random attribute. So I think we'll do that. Worked well last time. It's not like dangerous, unlike pregnancy. Right, so looks like the Croatian army is coming to meet me. The Slupskian army, Slupskian is precisely the correct word, is waiting there. I'm going to, that's forest, so I don't want to attack them there if I can avoid it. We'll just hold down the, as it were, fort here until that army reaches us, and then we might be able to do something useful. Meanwhile, that army is walking up past Venice. We have a new Doge of Genoa, which has lost me another member of my council, because the old Doge of Genoa was apparently my steward, because, well, Doges of Genoa probably make good stewards. Oh God, we've got a terrible range of stewardship here. The new Doge of Genoa has a stewardship of 11. That's not very good. Right, find me a new steward. Can we find a good steward, please? Okay, how about the Grand Vizier of Bratslav? Who has stewardship 21 and looks generally good. And he's a genius. Maybe we can marry one of our daughters to him. He's a bit old. Right, we'll have a proper steward shortly. They're going to be a little while before they arrive anywhere important. There does appear to be a very small, oh no, not a very small army. We might want to quickly intercept them before they can meet up with their friends. Let's hold in Aquileia and see how that goes. We'll wait for them to arrive in Aquileia, and then so that lot are heading for Verona. Let's join them in Verona. Oh, peace be with you. I cannot in good conscience abandon my current liege to join your court. Well, he had a green thumb next to him. Still does. Would accept an invitation, but apparently he won't. Okay, well, let's just keep going down the list. So we've got 2 with stewardship 20. Vladimir of Minsk, in Minsk, and Alermo in Chinarka. Chinarka's, he's,
What's the maximum you currently got in your court?
what do you mean?
As in...
14.
Oh, right, okay, yes.
I mean, he's Italian, which is nice. He has fewer weird traits. Yeah, let's go for Alaramo. Hang on, is Shinarka like underneath me? Is this reducing the stewardship of one of my vassals? No, that's reducing the stewardship of one of my brother's vassals. Let's see if he'll join me. Right, meanwhile, what's going on? That's fine. Nothing bad is yet happening up there. Conveniently, one of the Slavic lot has come down to meet me here in Italy. So we'll have a small river crossing penalty if we meet them in Verona. Or we could hold in Treviso and hope that they foolishly walk into us. No. Right, let's make sure we've got good actually getting into fights people. I mean, my martial skill isn't very high, but there's some win to having the ruler leading a flank. We've got Dietrich in the centre, who's a direct leader. That's good. So if I lead it, we get an extra 15% morale, which is quite nice. Let's try that. Plus, it means I can often get... Right, my liege, my mission to Ivrea has so far been a success. Duke Alberto's opinion of me has now increased to 54, which is still not very good, but it's better than it was. Hang on. No, I don't think we've got that improvement yet. I think it's about to increase to 74. Yes, that's better. With plus 20 improved relations. So that should rather increase the number of troops he can give me. Though rather reduced because he's just been in an enormous war of his own. Gregory is trying to flee from this battle. Yeah, it won't work. That lot are still organising themselves. Oh, I was going to reorganise my succession. Yes, thank you.
Get yourselves organised down there.
Because I think we should put the young... We should nominate the young Gian Leone, the one we currently expect to be our first emperor in as our vote in case we can elect him. Either of the other two would be quite acceptable, but like if we can get young Gianleone, that would be good. Right, we now have our army up here organised. See, maybe I should lead that one. Let me stick me in there. And someone half decent who is not currently leading troops in there. And then I think we charge into Slupsk. Slupsk is forest, so 4,500 versus 2,800 should be fine. So battle has started here. Already looking pretty good for us. Yeah, that one's not going to go too badly. That battle hasn't started yet. Right. We have our replacement steward. In the absence of better plans, let's set him to researching economy tech at home. Right, so that battle, they don't stand unearthly, so let's pay more attention to this battle, not least because that's the one where my character is. No, show me the correct battle. Thank you, the Battle of Kolberg. Well, they're missing a flank, which is not going to help them. Their centre is big and strong. Oh dear. Right. Riding through the forest, I see a group of pompous soldiers coming for my unit, weapons raised. When they are finished with us, all my men are dead. I sink to my knees in the snow, wondering why I am still here. So, Queen Joshella, all of 5 personal combat skill. Leama, 33 personal combat skill. I probably shouldn't chase him down for a personal duel on the battlefield.
No.
My successor is not a genius at the moment. Is the elder Prince Gianleone. Like, he's not bad, but he's not Joshella. So I think she is not going to chase down the enemy commander, zealous though she is. Let's close that. How are things? Can I see both battles at once? Not really. That battle's all but one anyway. Right, the Battle of Kolberg. Oh no, that's what you're now showing me. That's not the Battle of Kolberg. That's the battle that's going on down in Italy. You're getting very confused. Let's close that and reopen it, and then it'll behave itself, I think. Right, that's the Battle of Kolberg, which is not going quite so well.
This is why you're not supposed to fight a war on 2 fronts, because you get confused.
Yes. Right, there. The Battle of Verona has now been won. So let's work out what's going on down there. Right, you guys should still be heading for Zadar. You might run into that lot. I think that's fairly safe. Meanwhile, we don't have a designated regent. Let's get ourselves a designated regent. Let's make it. We really want him to like us. Let's make it Duke Alberto, I think. Yeah, he'll do. I am surely with child, and also on a battlefield somewhere in Northern Europe. My husband will be pleased. I don't think it's really, yes, you're the one who's the ruler.
Yeah, but you thought, please your husband, under God, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, true, she is zealous.
I mean, was he nearby?
Well,
Maybe she took him with her.
you know, she's
Also, this is when she discovered she was pregnant.
Yes.
This is sometime,
at least 6 weeks after the...
yeah, I don't know quite when she left Italy, but...
I can't be track of what time passes.
yeah, it's probably been a few months since she left Italy. High Chief Carol of Lesser Poland, whom I was trying not to get into a war with. No, it was Greater Poland I was trying not to get into a war with. Has joined that war. Well, we're suffering catastrophic attrition here. Can I... There is an option, isn't there, to...
Can you split your army?
build a fort.
That's true, yes. It's going to be quite cheap as well.
We might also assault as soon as we can, but... So the problem... So what units are the attrition rate in? Total monthly attrition 20%. That's quite a lot. So what's the supply limit for us? 1,000. We need that fort pretty quickly, but let's initially... hang on, that wasn't what I meant. Merge them back together again and separate them carefully. So, don't know that it really matters who we peel off. Essentially, let's peel off units until we leave about 1,000 behind. That'll do. And then send the rest temporarily back to Neumark. While we get that fort built. Oh, and make sure that the bunch going back to Neumark have an organiser at their head. And the bunch who are staying behind have at least one siege leader. And then we should set up this army to have at least 3 people involved in it. That'll do. There's now a fort there, which means that the supply limit is 13,000. So that lot that just ran away to Neumark can now come back again.
I can't think anyone had starved to death.
Yes. That lot have also almost reached Zadar. So we could, in theory, start assaulting immediately, which, given that we really want to win this war fast before any more allies turn up, I think it's worth the potential loss of troops to assault.
I assume their allies, not your allies.
Yes. I have no allies. 2,500 now.
Right.
I have more like 4,000 a moment ago.
Before, and this was important, you tried to besiege somewhere that had, like, a supply limit of 1,000.
Well, no, more before I assaulted a level 4.5 fort.
That too, ow, ow, ow.
But I'm willing to accept losing the troops to make sure I win the war.
Well, yes. I mean, sometimes that is the correct decision.
But even at 99% war score, she won't she won't surrender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we're going to assault another place.
Assaults will continue until morale improves.
No, our morale is terrible, but their morale is worse.
But morale in this case means desire to surrender.
Right.
Got 100% done.
Right. Curiously, I'm now slightly threatening, 6.9% threatening.
But by the time you've managed to repair your losses, etc., it'll be fine. That'll have decayed.
So, head back to Neumark. Actually, no, we don't have to head back to Neumark. We own this territory now. Dismiss that thoroughly demoralised army. Slupsk is now ours. And curiously, the architecture has changed as a result. I think. Don't think it had that architecture before. Anyway, and we also have a random fort there, which we own.
Did you break some of the previous architectural decisions?
Possibly.
So now you can declare all-out thermonuclear war, holy war, on most of the neighbours as soon as you feel this is it.
As soon as I've got recovered my troop numbers.
And there's no
and possibly
defensive powers.
Dealt with this baby, and yes.
Yes, you probably also want to wait until you stop being pregnant. If something goes badly wrong at that point. When I say badly wrong, I mean-
But the convenient thing is that now Queen Joshella is directly Bishop of Kolberg and Mayor of Slupsk, and also Count of Slupsk. So
You can land some people.
So now she can find someone who would benefit from being a count and give them that. If she can get one more county, I think she can then create a duchy up there, and having a duchy that she can give to someone who is about to inherit a duchy in Germany would be quite helpful.
Yes.
But for now, we'll hold on to those as they currently are, because there's another holy war ongoing.
Is there any murder that you need to be plotting?
We're currently plotting the murder of the 4-year-old, just in the background. Like, at some point he needs to die. There's no hurry. But you get a bit more plot power with some money, but I think the amount of money might be excessive, yes.
This point is probably worth saving up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he needs to die sometime in the next decade.
Yeah.
Ideally, i.e. before he can have any children. Right, this one we are not assaulting because there is no hurry over this war. We can take this one slowly. Oh, that was rude. Excuse me, Duke Alberto is revoking counties, not counties, cities, titles. Oh look, there's a new defensive pact opposing me because I'm being threatening again.
It won't last very long now.
Well, I mean, I'm going to gain another county in a moment, but this one is in a sense less important. I'm doing this as a matter of principle.
Which one is this?
The Zadar, which is the entire duchy of Croatia, which is a vassal of the heretical king of the Lollard king of Croatia, and I feel that we shouldn't. He shouldn't be allowed to have. Oh, I have another. What's Elfstam been up to? Stop it! Who are you plotting to kill? You're plotting to kill some random bishop. Do I care about that bishop? Not really. Oh, right, I go and appoint Elfstan as successor to a bishopric, and then he starts going and plotting to murder the current bishop. I think that's a bit rude, personally.
It's not like you you don't do this if if you were in succession.
Oops! I accidentally clicked the imprison him button. Now I need to replace. No, I can let him out of my dungeon, and then I can ask him to end the plot, and then let him out of the dungeon, and put him back in the make him a commander again. I didn't mean to put him in prison. Right here, Elstan. Oh right, I think that's automatically terminated the plot because he's in prison. Right, released from prison. I get a small piety bonus for doing that, and appoint him as a commander again because he's an organizer.
Oh yeah.
Right, but he's now stopped plotting. Plus, I got a small piety boost from putting him in prison and letting him out again. Right. What was I doing? There was another one of these that was actually a possible problem. In theory, I can imprison Doge Massimo of Genoa because he acted dishonourably towards me. I have no idea what kind of dishonourably. That's unhelpful. He was dishonourable, apparently. Right, I don't think I want to imprison the Doge of Genoa. This is the guy I do want to imprison because he's plotting to kill my spy master. I mean, that's obviously folly, but nonetheless, or at least I want to tell him to stop plotting. And given apparently imprisoning and then releasing works to stop a plot reliably and gets me a small piety boost, let us imprison Michael von Schwarz so that he doesn't kill my spy master. Yeah, it would annoy people if I actually I can banish him. Does banishing him help me any? Well, I'll get 1 gold if I banish him. He is only trouble.
Good night.
Piss off. Okay, I think there was a small piety malus from doing that. Whoa, what a pity. Compensates for the piety boost I got for releasing the other guy whom I accidentally imprisoned. Oops, there's a load of messages. I think they're probably mostly... I'll do something about those titles once I'm... once things are stable. What? Duke Alberto, are you a Fraticelli? That is not an acceptable situation. I mean, I don't know if there's anything I can do about it because you're a terrifying vassal, but I can't demand your religious conversion anyway, I'm at war. But I bet you wouldn't accept. Now you've turned into a heretic, you hate me even more. Oh well, we'll try to improve your opinion of me with my Chancellor, so that we can get you back to the one true faith. Why does someone besiege Teano? What? Someone, the King of Croatia's down in my territory besieging me. Bastard. I've already raised the Salerno. I'm just wondering if I can conveniently grab enough troops to deal with that army without having to leave. Problem is, we have kind of battered our... some of our levies. Ivrea we can still raise a pretty decent number. I don't really want to annoy him more, but how many can we get from Genoa? Who is there that really like? I don't know. Don't even, the Duke of Saxony still likes me, but he doesn't have it. Oh, he does have some territory down here, doesn't he? Because he's got that lot. You only get 400 troops at the moment, but that plus Ivrea would be enough to take on the Croatian army. I have a new heir because young Gregory di Spoleto has come of age, and like he would be perfectly acceptable, except that he's Italian. My nephew Gregory, so yes, he might. He has presumably thus become more popular than the elder Gianleone, my brother, because he is actually like brilliant and Gianleone isn't. I hope that as soon as little Gianleone becomes adequately old, he will. Oops, wrong button. He will be even more popular. It's like the major problem is currently little Gianleone has a minus 40. He is only a child. Problem. Ah, he has become German. Excellent. Right. So here is our potential Holy Roman Emperor. He is German. He is Catholic. He is a genius. He is a Di Spoleto. He is, we hope, will become King of Italy, unless something goes very wrong, and we're heading towards making him. We're heading towards making him King of Germany, but that's going to take a bit more effort. Actually, what might happen, given I'm a good deal younger, given that Joshella is a good deal younger than Gregory, than the current Gregory, than Gregory the Just, is that Gregory, yet another bloody Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica, will probably inherit Sardinia and Corsica, at which point the electors in Italy will go, no, we don't want to unify the kingdoms, and will...
Another bloody Gregory, but I was looking up Gregorian things earlier. Gregorian chant derives from Pope Gregory the First. Gregorian calendar derives from Pope Gregory the 13th.
Right.
Got, like 3 or 4 Gregorys? You're not even...
So far, I mean, so Gregory, his father is called Gregory. His father is called Gregory, and his father is called Gregory, and his father's called Alberic. So yes, we have like several generations of King Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica. Because I think, strictly Gregory the Thin-Minded, while he was a king and ruled some of Sardinia and Corsica, he never actually claimed the crown of Sardinia and Corsica. And it was his son, Gregory the Black, who created Sardinia and Corsica as a kingdom.
What you're saying is these Gregorys like sort of get together in groups when they can.
Thank you, Simon. So yes, so strictly, while Gregory the Thin-Minded is the first of the Gregorys, Gregory the First is Gregory the Black. Gregory the Second is Gregory the Just, and I think we will probably have Gregory the Third, the Gregory the something else who doesn't currently have a nickname, of Sardinia and Corsica. very shortly I will need another name beginning with A for a new child, because after the computer decided that Joscella's first 3 children should be called Ambrosia, Astore, and Alboino, I've decided there's obviously a tradition here. Actually, I think I already know what the next boy or girl are going to be, so I don't think this is a problem. And girl are going to be. Right, we now control all of the target territory in Croatia. So that lot should probably now march on the capital. March on Krizevci, or something like that. Right, Regency ended. A son was born. Right, well, Alberic is a traditional Di Spoleto name. So let us name him Alberic. Who is for some reason now heir to the bishopric of Posada. Right, while we're paying attention to our children, see what the potential betrothal situation is. So we do have a couple of newborn geniuses, and we don't need to pick between them right now, but we have an Irish and a Hungarian newborn. Neither of them will give us a non-aggression pact, but they might otherwise be worthwhile. The new son is also not a genius. We're really not doing very well at breeding geniuses. Joscella's a genius, but none of her 5 children have inherited that. So we've got a couple there, but we can leave it a bit. She's a Lollard. And see if they grow up weirdly. I mean, they're probably not being born at such a rate that I can afford to dismiss many of them, though, given how many sons I seem to be having. Having a quick look at what things we've got lying around and whether I care about them. No, that's all good. So where's that? Where has that Croatian army got to? Is it marching through here by any chance? Right, let's raise an army there as well to give that lot enough numbers to do something useful. And then head up down to Ferrara. This lot meanwhile are besieging the Croatian capital, which will be quite effective. Yes. And we're getting extra war score for the fact that we completely control the target. Ah, there they are. Let us attempt to intercept them. I don't think we can actually intercept them there. Let's intercept them in Treviso. I assume that's where they're going. Maybe we can't even intercept them in Treviso. But we have got an organiser, so there's a chance. Yes. They will have a bonus from the hills. We will have a penalty for crossing the river.
But my lord, they're coming from the hills.
We don't actually need 2 organisers. So let's plonk Dietrich in the centre. And we've got Sylvester and Gleb there. I don't know, everyone's too interesting. So I don't want to put Dietrich in there. We're using Alwar, we're using me. Oh, and having 2 siege leaders is kind of unnecessary. My movement's locked anyway. We are, of course, rather short on morale because half of our troops have only just been raised. I didn't even know we had any territory in Mercia. So I'm a little bit worried about this. Yes. Right, we got away with that. Oh, I'm riding over the hills of Treviso when I realise how this experience has simply become matter of course. I rarely even think when I charge into battle. It just happens. I could surely make use of this insight, but how? Will I master the hills? Will I focus on flanking? Or will I dedicate myself to mastering narrow battles? So I think those are all traits that I currently don't have a commander with. So better combat results, 20% more better combat results in flat terrain, 20% better combat results on a flank. I think I'll go for that. Or 50% better on narrow flanks, which are not so common. Let's go for becoming a flanker. So now Queen Joshella is both both an inspiring leader and a flanker. So we've won the Battle of Treviso, but oh right, someone's randomly besieged one of our trade posts, or rather that trade post there. Well, let's send this army onwards to recover some numbers and some morale, and hopefully by the time it gets there things will be better. So I wonder if I build a fort here, no, I don't think it stops my out of supply attrition. Okay. The Waldensian heresy has appeared in the county of Noli. How horrible. So we should probably actually be trying to convert people in Ivrea away from oh no, hang on, pause. Let's look at the revolt risk, cause that's scary. There's a lot of religious unrest there. I mean, that's a heretic stronghold, but we are currently suppressing revolts there. That's also a heretic stronghold, and there is religious unrest going on. So let's dispatch my marshal to suppress revolts there. But there, yeah, that's not actually. Despite. There's not much revolt risk there because the actual local duke is also Fraticelli. Yes, I see. So we've now successfully besieged the capital of Croatia. Oh yes, we need to find the two twins now want guardians. So we should probably carry on in the direction of trying to turn people German. I think so for now, in case something doesn't turn out well. So I think little Ambrosia should similarly be tutored by is the von Weinsberg woman who's tutoring little Jan Leone not available? Oh no, someone else has realised that she is yes. Is that actually her daughter? No, it's not. So yes, someone else has realised that Mechthild von Weinsberg is an excellent tutor, and so so he already loves. Oh no, he doesn't love me that much anymore. Right. Well, in that case, he probably is a good person. We'll send our children up there, even though he doesn't have quite such good. So under Gregarious, yes, we can get Dietmar Conradina, who's all right. Adalhard of Neumark. Right, he at least has a 4-pip thing, even if it is Mastermind Theologian. Anyone good who's diligent? Ooh, Luitpold. Diligent and a brilliant strategist. I mean, he is ill, but he'll probably do for now. And let's have him tutor both. All right, we'll have to wait for that to come back before we deal with the other child, the other twin. So this lot are going to be feeling quite perky by the time they get to their destination. I was hoping that would get him an extra point of liking me, given I just sent one of my daughters over there. Oh well, let's also deal with Astore, whom we will similarly assign to Adalhard. Alright, he's got a +10 in trusted ward. It's not very helpful for him to like me, but I should remember how that works. Meanwhile, a battle. Battle of Siebenik. We have won. King Gregory the Just was captured. Hello, brother. He doesn't count towards my war score. Well, we'd better ransom him then. Ooh, yes, we like that. 250 gold for capturing my brother. I'm sure we can find a good use for 250 gold. Maybe not just for bribing murderers. Well, I think that lot probably aren't going to be necessary soon. Like, let's leave them where they are for now. Or no, let's send them back to territory we control so that they can reinforce, and we'll dismiss them if we don't need them soon, because we won't need them soon. Like, once we finish this siege, that should be enough to get us 100% war score. Right, let's dismiss that lot optimistically. To stop pissing off our vassals. Then there's like one siege to complete. And we may not even need that. We might be able to win this by ticking. It's going, do I bravely break off this siege and go home to save the extra time? No, let's not bother. Let us wait until we've actually won the war.
Probably turned his tail and fled.
Right, we've won the war. You lot can head back to our territory. Actually, that will be our territory shortly, won't it? Right. Oh look, I'm threatening again. So, yes. Now, the Duke of Croatia is my vassal. My brother has curiously joined a defensive pact against me.
It's Mystical Squirrel Day in a few days' time, and you reckon it's requested a first option. Fair enough. If I were to selection, what kind of first option would you like? I said, the one that's the most sneaky. And if I want to try and work out which is the most sneaky of the first option stories in the book. Well, what is it that's going
This is the kind of problem you can create for yourself.
Phew! There's only one in there. And the first option. 27. Oh! And it's the sneakers.
Right.
Excellent. That works really well.
Hang on, someone is just known as the Cruel. It wasn't me, was it? No. And dismiss that army. Right, so there were things we wanted to do while we weren't at war. One of them was to say, "Oi, Duke Alberto, stop being Fraticelli. We do not like Fraticelli."
I don't even know how to play the Fraticelli.
But your wife's not Fraticelli. Similarly, and slightly more politely, I appreciate that it was the way you did things back in your own country, but here we're Catholic. Oh. He doesn't want to. Why are you so grumpy about me? None of that's going to go away.
Well, one large part of it is infidel.
Yes.
He's not going to want to change to the religion you ask because he doesn't like you because you're the religion he doesn't like.
I can send him 15 gold and then he'll convert. Right, we just got lots of money from my brother. Right, now he likes me. Right,
You do wait for Friday, so yes, I mean, it'll probably be fine. If someone's going to go in the bathroom, so consider refitting it. And then you'll have to all the windows will be open and do it sensible. I hope so. Good night.
just going through these looking for religious differences or infidel or heretic penalties. Oops, I think I went too far there. Don't know why you're angry with me, or you. Yep, we're dealing with you. All my immediate vassals, apart from the two I've just asked to convert, are already of my religion, so that's good. So now, how brave are we feeling? Because you're now my neighbour. You're not yet a member of the defensive pact against me. On the other hand, a holy war against you will be a bit exciting. Because you might pull in more Slavs. That would get us a duchy, and like if we do it quickly, before that defensive pact forms, they'll be a lot slower to organise themselves. So can I just go bonk? Okay, that's really unhelpful. I don't need an army of 8 people. Right, so I can't summon all of my troops into Slupsk. Best I can do is summon his troops into, or rather, his troops into Neumark. We still need to get his opinion of me up. Well, his opinion will improve when he converts. The Duke of Tuscany, similarly. And Duke of Salerno, even more so. We really need his opinion of me up. I mean, like, we're working on Ivrea first, because that's where the most benefit is. And like that one will recover a bit simply by passage of time. Do we go to war with him? He is fairly feeble, and like he's running out of neighbours. Go on. Got an hour before it's properly bedtime. Oh, no, Hetman Thingamy has now refused to convert, which now means he'll probably never. Neither will, oh dear. Because now you cannot, oh I can't anyway, but I think now there's a, they will each have a strong refusal to convert to my faith. So that has a low supply limit, as we are used to. I can't yet build a fort because I have no troops there. Oh well, if you're going to march into my territory, no, the forest is not good enough that it's worth trying to meet them until we've got a decent army together. To the extent that we'll want to run away from them if they keep moving towards us. Spinetto has a claim on Ivrea and is now... There's now an Ivrean revolt. I mean, I can raise yet more troops by raising them from the Ivrean revolt, who will probably not care. What happened to Tripmere? He was only 28. Oh dear. No one very good available. I mean, I won't press your claims, but like, come along anyway. There was a Prince of France in there. Maybe I should have recruited him. A little bit worried about what these guys are going to do once they finish that siege. Hang on, no, it's my Chancellor I'm lacking, not my steward. Who was Tripmere and why did I care about him then? I don't need a new steward, sorry. I've invited you here under false pretences, except I never promised you a job. Yeah. Well, we have a long tradition of Edgefrith of Majorca being our Chancellor, so let's go back to that. So I think we still want, for now, to cheer up the Duke of Ivrea, though whether we'll still have a Duke of Ivrea in a little while, I'm not so sure. So we're about to lose this siege, that's unsurprising. So then, let's make sure we have a sensible set of characters involved. So one thing we could do is just sit here and see if this lot come and meet us, which they probably shouldn't if they're sensible. Another thing we could do is skirt around them and come up and besiege their capital, because that's ultimately what we want to do. Let's wait and see what they do as a result of this siege and see if they suddenly start marching towards us. No, right. In that case we will go in a complicated loop. That's nice. Alright, it was Doge Massimo who became cruel. I see. It's going to take a little while, especially since it's a pagan homeland. We're not actually suffering attrition simply because our troop numbers are so low. So we could quickly build a fort there to improve that. Let's do that. That's happened once already. I'm fairly sure that we've converted Taranto. Still lots of Lollards in Como, despite our best efforts. Let's send this lot by the same roundabout route so that they don't get into a fight. On the grounds that if we're going to have a fight, it should be like organised together. This army is also on its way, so we'll send that in the same by the same slightly. That's a very silly route, actually. Let's not do that. Let's try sending them by a sensible route. No, that doesn't work. Okay. No, that's not a sensible route either. No, that's not a sensible route. Stop what? No. Stop insisting on going via Slupsk. Thank you. So now the supply limit there is 26,000, which is a lot more generous. Now, we're going to want a siege leader. I'm starting to think that Thorir, my commander, might fancy me. Don't think that's really very appropriate. That should speed things up a bit. Oh, there's only this one holding to besiege. Oh, apparently... What? Oh no, that was the first one. Right, yes. Now we've got the city, which probably won't take very long. Oh dear, my reputation is ruined. That's not good. I think now everyone will have a thought everyone would have a negative opinion modifier against me. I can't see one. So maybe it won't be so bad. Plot does still exist. So once this is dealt with, I think this siege will win us everything. We don't even need a battle. So, sadly... Oh! Queen Joshella is now Queen Joshella, the Apostle of Italy. That's a good one. Oh, there's some enemy troops coming. Well, happily this this siege will complete in give or take 12 days. They're not going to arrive for at least another month. Well, not quite a month. They're not going to arrive here in this place for at least a month. Right, there we are, 100% war score. So how does it show that as in the war score thing? Right, that is just sensibly done as just, yeah, anyway. Offer peace, enforce demands. Right, it's feast time. We're quite threatening now. Yes, thank you, Claire, for filling in for David and saying om nom nom wild boar. Yum yum yum. So all our armies are dismissed. Don't we have two forts? Do we not have the fort in Slupsk anymore? Oh, they knocked it down, the bastards. I mean, we don't really need the fort here. We needed the fort in Slupsk to get get an acceptable supply limit. We would need it in Gdansk too. So Queen Joshella now has an embarrassment of titles and should probably start organising them. Not good for our tech points. We could probably do something useful with our military. If I choose spend lavishly on food, I get the trait fat. I don't think I need to reduce my personal combat skill, thank you. Sadly, quite a lot of people probably won't come. Oh, he likes me, so it's not that he doesn't like me that's keeping him away. He's presumably busy. Oh, farmer and courtier getting annoyed with one another. I mean, I don't think I care about his opinion of me. Let's compensate my farmer. Well, that was nice. Feast. There. It is not easy being a mother. I cannot take any risks with myself, says the leader of several armies. When my children's future depends on my own health, the days I could go freely out for a ride or play with the other ladies outside are over. Now I'm committed to stay at home and tend to my family and be a big happy woman. So, will she keep eating and potentially become fat? Higher fertility, high general opinion, but fat might earn me my love of the love of my relatives, or do I go on a hard diet for lower martial diplomacy and stewardship? Fat gets you lower personal combat skill, which would be is unfortunate in terms of it will then be negative. But on the other hand, I think that's better than lowering my martial. Some of the guests were invited with ulterior motive. I want their titles. I had trouble finding them alone long enough to set my plan in motion. I was about to scrap it all together when I finally saw one of them alone in the garden. So, I don't want the barony of Tusculum. I certainly don't want to piss off all of my vassals. Let's see what I can do by discussion. I do, after all, have personal diplomacy. Dolcebile is concerned about my growing weight. So she can agree with him and cease being a jovial matron, which will make him like me more, or he can like me less, but I can stick to my current plan. We will stick to the current plan. Nothing very exciting happened, but at least that's improved everyone's opinion of me. I mean, he's pissed off because I've tried to make him convert and he's a heretic. Maybe I should send my... I should try to convert him first. And those who attended the feast at least have a +3 for enjoying the feast. Have a +5 for enjoying the feast and a +3 for jovial matron. He didn't get to come to the feast. Duke of Ivrea also didn't come to the feast, which is unfortunate. We are trying to improve the Duke of Ivrea's opinion of me. I think I should move my court chaplain to Ivrea. In the hope that he will be able to convert other people there. Also, there's actually some chance of that happening. I mean, we can imprison the Duke of Ivrea, but I don't think that's wise. Right, title organisation. Yes. So, Queen Joshchella has now got 2 counties up there, which means that she can actually create the Duchy of Pomerania if she wishes, which is de jure those 3 counties. Since she controls 2 of them. There was a duke until really quite recently. So for 100 gold she can create the duchy, and that would then give her a duchy that she could use for sneakily inheriting something away. So let's have an explore of the de jure vassal duchies of Germany. Maybe we should just visit the realm page for Germany. So, Curetienne, I think we could create. Oh, we can't create yet. That's the one that doesn't exist. So, Alsace is those 2, and is Gavelkind, and its current holder has only 1 son. But he really likes his mother. Mother? No. Yes, he really likes his mother, and therefore is not going to leave to become a duke for us. Angria is a nice big thing. Currently held by Duke Wichmann. It is Gavelkind. The heir is Wichmann's only sister, but we can't land random women. Baden, 2 counties, is Gavelkind, held by Christopher Welf. The heir is Dietmar Welf, but he has another son, Conrad Welf. So if we were to grant Dietmar a duchy, then Baden would go to Conrad. Not much good. That's a Prince Archbishopric. We can't steal one of those. We already control Franconia and Hesse. That's Prince Archbishopric. We already control Saxony. Swabia is likely to be a bit tricky because I think it's controlled by the king. Rhine is an Prince Archbishopric. Thuringia. So the current Duke has 3 sons. Right, there's no way we're going to break that, since it's also Gavelkind. Let's look at what... So the Swabia is currently held by the king, and the heir to it is... he's surely also thus the heir to the kingdom. No, the heir to the kingdom is Duke Markvard of Brandenburg. Right. So this guy is only heir to the duchy. He really likes his father too, though. This is a slight problem with trying to extract people like this. They're reluctant to come and join us. We probably thus have to start finding people who are like second and third in line. She won't come because her husband's stuck where he is. So Bavaria controls mostly areas that are de jure Bavaria, apart from Worms. And like they will, some of them will become de jure Germany quite soon. But his heir is young and not in any imminent danger of doing anything interesting. So I think we should likely rationalise our domain. We are sitting at our domain limit, but we're about to fix that anyway. Because it's conventional, at least, not to hold cities oneself. For instance, cities are not of a lot of use, actually. So I think we should... So that kind of thing is mostly useful if we have claimants, isn't it? And we're not planning to take much land through claims in the near future. I mean, at the moment our troop numbers are not too bad, but like they're still less than Germany's. So I don't think we want to try to take land off Germany by military means. We would much rather do it by sneaky inheritances. Wondering, thought there was some way I worked out to get to Thuringia, but that might have been when he only had 1 son rather than 3. I mean, I don't need to get rid of any of my titles yet. I think the various cities don't work as well when I'm holding them directly. How many duchies do I currently hold? I currently only hold 1 duchy. So I can totally create the duchy even if I don't immediately use it. And at worst it'll pass to, like, a spare child. So I think there's some win in creating that duchy, because then we can take Gdansk by de jure claim rather than by... I mean, I suppose that would have the oddity that we would end up vassalising him. But... this tiny bit of Orthodox territory because it's part of Arles. Right, that's part of Greater Poland, is it? Kind of is and kind of isn't, because when I choose that, that doesn't get highlighted. Oh, because I've got the de jure box ticked, yes. Probably don't want to be trying to take on Greater Poland just now. I can, but I don't want to. He's scary. Little island still, an independent. Alright, that's part of Skalva. Right, and I can't, because he's not, I can't do Holy Wars by sea yet because we haven't unlocked Crusades and he's not Muslim. But anyway, I don't think I want to engage in that very much. Aha! Little Gianleone has become my heir. Wow, Duke Alberto doesn't like Gianleone. I mean, he doesn't much like the one he's actually voting for. But he really doesn't like someone who is proud and docile and an infidel and a foreigner and a stranger to his customs and a child. Happily, he only gets one vote. Now that one will be fixed as soon as he grows up. What's going on with those? Okay, he's Occitan. Oh right, it's only so the ones who are objecting on the basis of culture are, I think, people who are actually Italian when I'm Italian. The ones who have weird, random, unconnected cultures don't have a cultural objection because it's that or an Italian, probably. He's a foreigner's puppet. But that's still good enough. Going to get better once he grows up. And there are some that are just, oh God, he's terrible. He was in Clones earlier. So, yes. Let's allow some time to pass so that things recover a bit. How's this Ivraean revolt going anyway? My cousin Alicia keeps asking me to press her claim on Latium for the glory of our dynasty. I mean, I can, but you'll be independent. I don't really want to be at war with Romania. Like, the thing is, oh no, you're of my dynasty, so you would become my vassal. Okay, yes. Yes, Alicia, I think, slightly to my surprise, this is the correct thing to do. Prepare for war. I mean, I appreciate that I'm not meant to be like that impulsive, but Like, how scary is Romania anyway? Not at all. I can do that with my eyes closed. Well, she's got quite a lot of money, actually. She may well recruit some... Okay, that doesn't actually give me an entire army. Let's not quite do that. Let's assemble a vaguely proper army down here. Is there anyone who really loves me? Saxony, he's a long way off. Cume, but like I've already raised his troops. Don't want to raise too many because a lot of them are mildly... A lot of my vassals, even Franconia, are mildly annoyed with me now. Oh, she's raised a decent number. That looks like she's hired some. No. Okay. Have I really? Let's do something about that. I'm technically not at peace, you know. Sorry, I didn't realise he was a Waldensian. Stop it, don't you dare. That might be interesting. I'm going to actually just click the raise troops button and find, then work out where they've ended up, rather than trying to be clever. Expecting this would be a simple war, it's going to turn out to be quite a lot of effort. Oh, and we've switched back to Prince Gregory. Someone's willing to convert at least. bit worried that that lot will come and try to say hello to us. Actually, given that, let's get ourselves into their mountains. Get ourselves a nicely defensible spot where we're also doing some good, by which I mean besieging. And then we can collect more people there. Make sure we've got a siege leader in there. Sorry, as a siege leader, isn't he? Yes. Damn it, someone's flapping. I think that one of the interesting things going on here is that people's opinion of me depends on who my heir is. And so we can thus get into oscillations. I may have lost my graceful and slim figure I had during my youth, but my devotion to my duties as a mother has earned me the love and respect of all my family. Gain 25 piety. I'm quite pious now. Yes, we appear to have an oscillation in our inheritance. So who will inherit will depend on what phase of the oscillation we're in when Joshella dies, which, given she's 24, is probably going to be a little way off. Because there was a thing that people's opinion depends on the culture of my heir, and who they vote for depends on their opinion of me. Hence these oscillations. I'm tempted now to nip over there and see if we can give them a good thrashing. So Dietrich is my direct leader. He's a good person to have in the centre. I think I should put myself on the flank instead of Thorir. And Sylvester's a pretty decent person to have on the other flank. Actually, we'd like to make sure we get there before that siege ends. So maybe we stick in Alvar with his speed boots. Now I haven't got a steward. Well, happily I invited someone to become my next steward. Hello. You are the correct religion. Good. Oh, I was kind of hoping to start building a grand library. Before I reacquired the Apostolic Palace. So I should pay close attention, and if I manage to get above 1128 gold before the end of the war, I should set that building, because the price will go up if I own another great work. No, I will not. With a -5 personal combat skill, I'm not chasing down... Oh, he's got a -7 personal combat skill. We could have a terrible, terrible duel on the battlefield. So, do I go for a battlefield duel, or do I let everyone know of his cowardice? Who's my heir? My heir is Gianleone. Let's go for the battlefield duel. If it had been the other half of the cycle, I wouldn't have. Now I'm brave, which has actually gained me quite a bit of personal combat skill. My flail looks fancy, but I'm not so sure I know how to use it. Poppo moved carefully, and I'm on the ground holding back tears. Oh dear, I lost the duel. Wounded, but not very badly, but I've got more duel experience. Once I stop being wounded, that'll be fine. It will heal. See, that healed quite quickly. I now have +5 personal combat skill. And I have gained Scarred, which is good for a bit of monthly prestige. Oh, we've captured Count Eckbert. I have recently found myself thinking about Mayor Poppo and how he bested me on the battlefield. I was finally sent a letter, like it's a week later, to point out the professional respect I bear for him. Even though we were enemies, the man has been kind enough to respond in gleeful tone. So, do we go for... There is no shame in acknowledging a worthy opponent, or I will not withstand this mockery. I don't want to be proud. Budding friendship. I mean, he's probably not a very useful person to have as a friend, but... Hurrah! The county of Aquileia, which I kept accidentally converting to the wrong religion, has now converted to the correct religion. Oh, that guy in my dungeon is not gaining me anything. Oh, good, thank you. So yes, he does have a +60 improved relations, which makes things just about acceptable. Don't worry, he's 62. He'll be succeeded by someone who hates me even more soon. Right, I think... No, not quite. That's nice. I should pay some attention to why that's happening at some point. Presumably now... What? That was like half a day. Who's Stefan Konradina and do we care? Alright, that's my spy master telling me that Gottschalk von Brandenburg is currently trying to kill Stefan Konradina, who is currently the court chaplain of Franconia. Okay. I try not to get involved in this kind of thing. I mean, I can imprison Duke Alberto if I really want to get him off his throne, but like, the improved relations are doing all right at the moment. How many wives is that? Oh, it's only his second wife. Oh, he's got an extra child, right? Does he? He has got 2 duchies. Excellent. So Milan and Ivrea will now split when Alberto dies, which is good. Also, I couldn't imprison him. Right, we now have... Oh, stop it. Enough money to build... If I want to build a library, which I do kind of want to do. Oh, wasn't it there that the button was? Is there some horrible thing like I can't build a great work while I'm at war? Oh no, I have to flip that to the other side, yes. So, because I think I want a great library, and I can now afford this, and the price will go up, I think. We'll check this, just so we can remember. Current cost of, say, a grand university is 846. Because there's lots of interesting things you can get out of a great library. But we may as well not spend the money until we've actually are in imminent danger of inheriting of acquiring the apostolic palace. Oh dear. Duke Edfrith, why have you just imprisoned your son? Is he really the one that I appointed forever ago? No, he's the son of the one I appointed forever ago. He just looks just the same. I mean, really, they're only barely different people. Oh, next son needs a guardian. I mean, I'd like to turn him German, but also I'm kind of going, can I make some of my bigger vassals less annoyed with me? Ernst Conradina still needs some cheering. For someone unlanded? How about Joshella? No, she's Italian. That's not helpful. Goddard is an imbecile. I don't think he would make a good person to do training. The problem with landed people is I think then the one who isn't then the actual holder of the territory won't like me so much. So we really wanted to go for a courtier. And ideally we go for a brilliant German. Ideally a brilliant, diligent, patient German. I think actually the one the game has chosen for me is about as good as it's going to get. Might become German, it says. Oh right, is he? He doesn't. Yeah, I think that's might, as in small probability. But go on. What? Oh, does that just oscillated? He's got a +10 in trusted ward. It's just that, like everyone, his opinion wavers depending on who is my heir. Well, that's a good name. Dietrich Redcheeks. Don't worry, you'll be back. Right, 60% war score. Let's go and give them a quick thrashing so that they don't actually take anything. Oops. Oh, I've got 17 marshal now. Where did that come from? Ah yes, because I gained brave as a result of of getting into that duel. Come on, select the army, move them into Rome. Those battles are quite valuable, and frankly, if the enemy army ever comes back again, we'll just go and give them another thrashing, and then we can go home. Or possibly then we can start building a grand university in a great library, sorry, in our capital. Here they are. Do you think they'd like another fight? He released his son from prison, right? Now maybe we shouldn't go and attack them in those mountains. That might be unwise. Yeah, ooh. Oh no, Tusculum's ours already, so then we've just got city, church to besiege. Yeah, we should get this before they manage to besiege that back. Even without an assault. So, about this Grand Library then. Shall we build a Grand Library? I can just about afford it. I'll still have some money left afterwards. Yes, let us build a great library in Capua, our capital. Oh, she raised some troops here. That was foolish. What? Fresh fish straight from the river, fruits and vegetables a day or two old. The clergy in Capua is not happy about the merchants setting up stalls in all the church squares and demands that it be forbidden. So, I can gain 5 piety, stopping, but reduce my city tax rate in Capua, thus cheering up my bishop and annoying my mayor. Or I can annoy my bishop and not cut the tax rates. They do no harm, let them stay. She's leading her own troops here. Didn't go very well. 99%. Happily, we still have a siege ongoing, and as soon as that completes, we should get our final 1%. Right. So I think Princess Alicia will also become our vassal because Princess Alicia is of our dynasty. Let's see. Yes. So now if I were to want to build... Well, I think actually the price will have gone up quite a lot now. Yes, it would now be 1,600 because I've just regained... I'm already building one place, a great library, and I've just regained the Apostolic Palace. Right, well that can now... army can now be disbanded then. We still have a slight problem of oscillating thing, and I'm 11% threatening, so I just took back. Rome! Rome! We have Rome again. This is good. Ooh, she's brave, which is good for same trait for vassal opinion, unless the vassals in question are craven. But even then, it like evens out. So yes, we now get a liege's brave plus there. Will be nice when he dies. Yes. So yes, here we have an heir educated with proper culture bonus. And here an heir educated with foreign culture malus because of who the current heir is. He of course still loves me. So now somewhere down here we should have Alicia Di Spoleto, who loves me because I pressed her claim, even though she wants... Well, I could give her the barony of Tusculum. There's no good reason why I shouldn't. I mean, we're not letting her take Italy off us. It'll be rather more than 10. Well, it won't be because she has a... What? She's already become stressed. Right. Vassal transfer plus 10 plus, more importantly, removed the penalty for wanting Tusculum. She is not popular with her vassals, though. Not badly providing for... She's providing at least some troops for me. I apparently have... Oh, I have a regiment up in Slups. Off you go. So, am I going to create the Duchy of Pomerania? Do I save that? Also, so... Countess Carlotta is doing excellently at not dying. Count Dietmar has the slight problem that he has no children himself. His... So who is Wolfgang Conradina, and why is he going to... Not that Wolfgang, but some other Wolfgang. Is it like his nephew or something? Not find. Oh, right there, him, Wolfgang. That's probably fine. He's not likely to turn out to inherit anything else weird. Because, like, we don't want Dietmar's heir to turn out to be someone who is a landed heir in Germany, but Wolfgang isn't and won't be. Or at least he doesn't look like he's going to. Well, let's just check. Is he heir to anything else? No, he's only heir to Aschaffenburg, so that's fine. He's even being educated in Aschaffenburg at the moment. Yes, new defensive pact. Ownership of the Apostolic Palace was transferred from Queen Oda to Queen Joshella. Vraya is still in a mess. So the now that the Apostolic Palace has been transferred, that should also improve vassal opinions a bit. Or some, is it some or all? Nothing there that's actually very helpful. I mean, we do have at least one Di Spoleto. She gains a historical mural boost, yes. Oh, and I have the ability to send people alcohol gifts now, don't I? That's nice. Probably worth just keeping Duke of Erto fed with wine. Oh, and I can hold a feast, can't I? How long is it since I held a feast? Probably at least 2 years. Let's hold a feast. Maybe I should just check my vassals and see if any of them still has an enjoyed feast bonus. Yes, but it expires in a couple of months. Right, yes, it is feast time. Feast. Oh, I should look at that. Yeah, we're doing all right. What's going on there? Oh, it's vanished again. Oh dear, my brother has turned into a drunkard. Is anyone going to come to my feast? Tuscany has declared war on Romagna to depose their anti-pope. Well, that's fine. We want to get our own anti-pope anyway. So what are we worrying about here? Princess Alicia. Okay, her heir as Duchess of Latium is King Gregory, because Latium is elective. But why would you elect Gregory? Weirdos. Right, he's a foreign ruler. Stop it. There must be a better Di Spoleto than that. Oh, there we go. Queen Mother Paula of Croatia. Well, that wasn't a very good feast, but it will at least have made sure that everyone has a continuing +5. I mean, ooh, why is she regent? Oh, she's regent of Croatia, yes, okay. Because, oh, the Queen of Croatia is now a child, Queen Jadranka of Croatia, who is my niece, apparently. Okay, how did that happen? She did just inherit it from Kresimir, who inherited it from Dragan, who was the guy I got into the war with. And now her heir is Prince Gregory. The succession for Latium appears to be flapping around just as much as the succession for Italy. Yeah, we need to have a rest from the wars, really. I mean, we have some interesting opportunities here. We have Split, which is owned by Arles. And we have Senia, which is owned by Venice. Both of which the Duke of Croatia would like. You can either get it under a claim or a de jure claim. Looks like for our purposes it would be better to do it de jure. Split is kind of more awkward because it's all owned all the way up there. Like, we have plenty of things we could go to war with him for. We've actually got a duchy claim on Savoy with a landed character, and this de jure claim on Split. But, like, I don't think we need more wars at the moment. That one was fun and was mostly because of being annoyed with them. Don't think we're presumably not close enough to declare war on him. Being annoyed with people with the wrong religion. We're trying to deal with that lot. Right, yes, that's a reason why we might want to give this place away, is to get more clergy out there converting it. He's not Fraticelli, so he might do something about that place. But let's not go giving out properties right now. So, how long before that gets built? It's barely started. 1.3% done, yes. So, yes, I think we should. We have a intermittent vassal inheritance warning because her vassal keeps changing. Yes, he is currently heir to Sardinia and Corsica and heir to Italy. But basically every now and then the inheritances flip around. So, like, who knows what's going to happen next day, frankly. And we could do with both that and that decaying a bit. Let's see who there is. So, I think Astore is now old enough that we want to find him a wife, or rather, a proto-wife. So let's do that before we go to bed. So we want a genius younger than Astore, who's 9, preferably with interesting traits, preferably without a stupid religion. Benilda is his cousin and therefore not eligible. So, I mean, I don't think we have any clear preference between these. These two are both reasonable ages. He'd prefer a matrilineal marriage, but he ain't getting it. I mean, 4 years old is probably a bit young for us to really need to do this. So we could also go for Nyek et al. Go on. They'll be fine. We'll save the other son, Alberic. So now Ambrosia is betrothed to this guy who will be fine. He does have terrifying diplomacy and stewardship, if nothing else. It's a matrilineal betrothal, so any children of theirs will be of our dynasty. Astore is not currently betrothed. Oh no, I've just sent a betrothal request for him. Let's wait for that to come back. Right. He's betrothed to Lassa Fiona Nick Male Pater of somewhere in Ireland, who has strong claims on a bunch of places we're never going. Alboino is betrothed to Nyek et al., who is Hungarian and Lollard, which we'll probably want to fix. Has no claims, nothing good except she's a genius. Antonio is not yet betrothed, and Alberic is not yet betrothed, but they're quite young. And this week our heir is Prince Gregory, our nephew, who is a genius but is not German. We hope that Joshella, who is only 26, will survive long enough that Jan Leone, her other nephew, another one of her nephews, who is a German genius, will have come of age, and that's only 4 years away now. He won't have a wife for a little while, but... oh no, he will. She's basically the same age as him. 3rd of February, 23rd of September. So basically 6 months after he comes of age, he will marry Daniela von Verch Dwenerth. Like, he already has a fairly exciting state diplomacy. He's being taught by a brilliant strategist, so he may well become a brilliant strategist, and still have a personal diplomacy of quite a few. Not much intrigue because he's coming out. He's proud, so he's proud, which is good for monthly prestige, which is good because he's going to need some prestige. Honest, which is good for his diplomacy, but bad for his intrigue. And kind, which is good for his diplomacy, and bad for his intrigue. So yes, his intrigue is not going to come out very well, but that kind of runs in the family. Still trying to improve my intrigue, and it hasn't budged an inch. We're trying to turn her German, but it's not going very well yet. I mean, we could shuffle people around so as to shift Jan Leone off the particularly good German teacher, but I think it's important that Jan Leone get a really good education, and I think the woman he's currently being taught by is giving him a really good education. Mechtild. So I think we should keep him there if possible. Right. I think that is all for tonight. I will say farewell to Joshella and come back to her in a little while. And we've got another pesky place that's a heretical stronghold. Going to have to do something about them. Anyway, but we will leave Joshella now and come back later in the week. So, no, save and quit then. Save and quit, yes. And then we can say good night. Good night.